in terms of changing your world to work for the better, what would that be?
The number of job openings is outstripping the number of people filling them. But filling positions has been very challenging. For instance, we opened up a position in May of 2020 and we filled it in January of this year. And that just never happened before. And so looking forward, it's like, what's our communication strategy for getting young people, getting people who are coming from outside of Canada and emigrating here to get interested in the field?
Once we get them in here, we'll keep them. They'll stay forever, right? Once they see, but we have to get them through the door so they can see what we're doing, so they can understand that this is a big deal. This is important. This is hard. This requires skill. This requires brains. There's that misconception that I am not making any money because I'm in a trade. I think that's our biggest hurdle.
Doing away with the, for lack of a better term, shop programs in some of the high schools has really distanced students from the opportunity to try something that might interest them.
That's a huge advantage, putting them back in the high schools, because, to get students interested in those early is, I think, critical in today's world for sure, especially if we're trying to fill our market up here.
Lanark County had a business retention and expansion survey, and the thing we identified was there wasn't enough communication between small businesses and high schools. Students who are looking for something that they want to do career-wise, and giving them opportunities to explore and experiment with different trades, different opportunities. I think that is important. That needs to happen.
We're trying to connect also with a group of people who've been told all their lives they need to go to university to get a decent job. But my father always said to me, if you have a trade, you'll always have work. And so there's a lot of misinformation out there about what we do, how educated we are. A lot of us think we have no education or very little education, or we couldn't do anything else. We need to figure out how to put the word out there that trades are just as important.
When it comes to guidance in the formal education setting, there needs to be at ministry level more funding, more innovation put forward to really coach our kids to learn what they're good at, and to hold every stream up the way it deserves to be held up.
There's this idea where people are offering pre-apprenticeship programs, and there seems to be a good value in that, because there's a requirement if you're going into the trades now to gain some, what we think of as kind of general knowledge, but it's not general anymore. If you're going to come to me for an apprenticeship, I'd like to know that you have a foundation that I can build from.
The apprenticeship program itself has a lot of failings. They're not current. Construction methods and systems have changed, and they're teaching them some things that I think are totally unnecessary, because they will never get to do that in their whole life. So I'd like them to be taught the carpenter related things that they really need to know. Number one, math. I would love to take the time to review the whole process and say, you know what, ministry, here's where I think this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. You got to get with the times and change.
Regarding some assistance to contractors and stuff signing up apprentices, I think that would be huge. We've seen some major issues with that, and I've gotten into battles with the MTCU over this, because I've gotten calls from contractors saying, I've been trying to sign my apprentice up since June and we can't get through the website. There was no paper copy for him to register an apprenticeship like there was previously. And I remember we used to have a really good lady, and she used to, just like you said, come to the job site. She would meet with the employee and the employer, and she would explain the whole process. And it was really nice and easy. And we've gotten away from that. And it is awful. Not everybody is technologically advanced to use a computer, especially some of the contractors.
So we don't have a trade school. We don't have recognition. We don't have, there's no government initiative. We need funds, right, to bring people in, or programs to bring people in, because there's no one coming in behind me. And we need to fix that.